Happy Saturday, everyone. Hope you're enjoying your weekend thus far. This is the 7th of 2023, January. We're 7 days into the new year, so I hope you're keeping your New Year's resolution. And I just hope you're having a good weekend because that's what it's all about. Most of us work Monday through Friday, so today is the first day we can wine and dine and relax. But enough with the chit chat. I want to just thank you all for tuning in with me tonight. I don't want to take up a lot of your time, but I wanted to hop up on here tonight and give a review of Love and Marriage Huntsville, part 2 of the reunion. I didn't give a review of part 1, but I'm going to pretty much put both of them together tonight. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you've been to my channel before, thank you so much as well. Hey, my beauties. Thank you, my beauties who subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, please like, share, comment. It's free to subscribe, so let's go ahead and subscribe and build up my reviews so I can get a big old channel as well as some of the other bloggers up here on YouTube that's more experienced than me, that I look up to and admire. But let's get into the tea. So, part 2 of the reunion basically leads off from part 1. On part 1 of the reunion, towards the end, I'm pretty sure a lot of you already seen part 1 of the reunion. Part 1 of the reunion, at the end, you know, they left off, you know, a lot of times these reunions, they gotta be dramatic. Left off asking Tisha about the rumors of Marcel and his cheating, and basically ended up on that. And Tisha basically described to everyone what was the rumored cheating scandal. She just basically said, even before the show even started, she basically saw a picture in her husband's phone, and it was of a woman showing her derriere, and basically Marcel, he liked the picture, and he also responded to the picture. And she was just basically stating that she investigated, and her cousin also admitted that she investigated that as well. And she admitted, she said, I investigated it, and when I investigated it, I didn't see, find any information or any inkling that he was cheating. And so she said, before she confronted her husband about it, she wanted to do her due diligence and research as well. Now, when it comes to people marriages, I try to stay out of it because to each his own. And I know a lot of women like Tisha that before they'll sit up here and bring drama to their husband and want to, just stop their entire marriage, they need proof first. So I don't think Tisha is the type of woman where she can see her husband going out there and cheating. Like, she has actual physical proof. She know the woman. She done sat with the woman. It's a baby and all this and that. I don't feel like if her circumstance was as deep and as severe as Melanie's circumstance, I don't think she would stay with her husband. The only reason why I feel like she's still with her husband, because even though she saw a picture, even though a picture is still cheating, she has no proof that he actually laid down and slept with somebody else. So to each his own. Now, Melanie, her situation with Martell, he was, cheating for years with this woman. And then he created a baby with this woman. And if you saw her interview that she did with Tasha K last year, in the interview, she stated, I think her name is Adrienne. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's her real name, because I'm not going to call, this woman Coleslaw, because that's not the name her parents gave her. But in her interview with Tasha K, she said that she was pregnant previously, and she had an abortion, and she said she wasn't about to do that again. So this relationship that Martell had was very severe. He was willing to leave his family in the midst of COVID, in the midst of a epidemic. We didn't even know what was going on. Leave his family to go see this woman. So I can understand why Melanie was like, you know what, bye. I gave you so many chances. At this point right now, you're disrespecting me. But anyway, let's get back into the reunion. So basically, she just basically told her cousin, you know me, if I had proof for things like that, I wouldn't sit up here and be a dummy. And her cousin agreed. I was just happy to see that her and her cousin wasn't nasty with each other. They basically both gave each other their flowers. You know, I heard Tisha say that she actually looked up to her cousin when they was coming up. So I really was happy about seeing that, because I hate when a lot of these reality shows, I feel like they be tearing families down and breaking families up. But I'm glad it wasn't so severe like that. Then after that, they get into Miss Wanda. Everyone remembers that epic fight between Miss Wanda, Melanie, and Martell on the show. And basically they was getting into, you know, Miss Wanda was just basically saying that kids are off limit. Now, kids are off limit, and why I do believe, now, the part with Miss Wanda that I feel like that was really horrible is when Miss Wanda, on the last season, prior to, I don't know if it's season 5, season 4, it's just confusing how OWN does this show. I'm like, it's only been 3 reunions, but this is season 5, so you guys know that if you're a fan of the show, you know the season, I guess it was season 3. When Martell had, you know, confronted Miss Wanda about talking about their children's hair. Now I feel like she was most definitely wrong for that. But I feel like after Martell confronted her about his kids, I feel like at that point she had received the message not to talk about people's kids. Now, I do, even though kids are off limit and it's wrong, nobody wants somebody to talk about their kids. I can honestly say, I kind of feel like she was not trying to talk about Melanie and Martell's baby. I feel like she was trying to direct it to Melanie, because she saw when Melanie was sitting up there on Carlos King's show After Dark with Monique, and was sitting up there saying, you know, that's Tisha. Let me tell you, I'm a mother of an 18-year-old. I have 3 children. My oldest is 18. And as a mother, I don't care if your kids are 68 years old. You are like a bear, a mother bear. You don't want anybody talking to your kids. So I feel like she saw Melanie on Carlos King when she said that, and she was like a mama bear. She wanted to do everything to cut her with a knife. I ain't saying she wanted to cut her with a knife, but you get the analogy. I feel like she wanted to do anything to try to get back at Melanie. So she tried to be funny about, you know, you don't know who your baby daddy is, you know, but Melanie felt like she was, you know, talking about the baby because it implied like she was talking about the baby, which it was wrong what she did, but I can honestly say I feel like she only did it to get back at Melanie, okay? So I'm not going to say that what she did was right, because it's not right, but I feel like the only reason why she did it was for tit for tat. Now, when she talked about their babies and the hair, that was out of order. That was more than wrong, because she had no reason to even be saying anything about their children. But I feel like this time, she wasn't trying to bring the kids in. She was trying to hurt Melanie, but she should have thought before she spoke on what she was going to say. But did you guys notice in the reunion how Melanie was sitting over there acting? I'm like, now mind you, I'm a fan of Melanie, still a fan of Melanie, because I respect her as a woman, because she's a single mother of 4 and she's holding it down for her kids. But I just don't like how she was sitting up on that stage like she was Michelle Obama, like she was just better than everybody and everyone else was beneath her. I really hate this, because I feel like these 6 individuals that were on that stage tonight were really friends before this show. And you know, like Melody, and like everyone knows the story who's a fan, because I'm a fan from day one. Before, when the show first came on, first season, if you guys can remember, you know, they were just talking about positive stuff, the comeback group and things like that. And you remember when the season was cut short, and then when the season came back, that's when they started talking about the infidelity and things like that. I was watching the show since episode 1. I was watching the show, and I feel like a lot of times with reality shows, they kind of break people apart who are really friends. You know, fame is an evil thing. That's why I say I created my YouTube channel, not to be famous, but I like to talk. I like to watch reality shows. And like I said, I'm a mother of 3, a wife. So I said, okay, this would be a great source to try to, you know, build a channel, build a community, create additional revenue I see so many bloggers up here that are very successful, and this is all they do full time. I'm not at that level to do this full time yet. I'm still working, a full time job. But those who've been in this thing for a long time, they have made this out of a big career. But anyway, I just feel like Melanie, the way she was sitting on that stage, I'm just like, who is this? Like, she was just acting like everybody was beneath her. She was just, ugh. But anyway, so let's get back into it. I really think that, yes, Tisha Mama was wrong. Kids are off limits. But I don't feel like she was trying to talk about the baby in per se. But she should have used she should have got her something else. She could have said, she got a lot of miles on. She should have said something else, but just don't leave the baby. Put the kids into it. Then they got into a who. Okay, beauty. Sorry for the little break interruption. My laptop actually died, so I had to go and charge it up a little bit and then come right back because I had to finish giving y'all this tea tonight about part 2 of the reunion. And for those of you who are wondering why she's not on camera, why she's not showing her face, I wish I could be on camera and show my face and be more energized and show more personality. But if you look at my previous videos, I just showed that I went on Monday and had a chemical peel. This actually was my first time having a chemical peel. I'm loving the results so far, but girl, my face, and gentlemen, my face right now is looking like horrible. I do not want to be on this camera talking to you guys with skin just hanging off. And I want you guys to, when you listen to this, to have a snack, to enjoy yourself, not look at my face and be like, ugh. So just give me another week or so, and then I'll be back up here on this camera. But now I'm just going to record it. But I just wanted to just give you that little tidbit of why I'm not on the actual camera and just doing my voice. I just feel like you can just basically be more energized and be more energetic when someone can see your face instead of someone just hearing your voice. But before my laptop died, I got into the last part. I was just talking about, kids being off limit, and knowing that, yes, Miss Wanda was wrong. A lot of times, Miss Wanda might get her in trouble, but I really don't feel like this particular time Miss Wanda was I don't feel like she was really trying to talk about the baby. I feel like she was trying to just hurt Melanie. Which, I understand Martell was upset, but Martell, you sat up there on Dr. Heavenly's show and you were seeing some negative and bad stuff about Melanie too. You're still hurting your kids as well, because you know why? You're talking about the person who gave them life. You sitting up there on that show with Dr. Heavenly talking about Melanie got miles on her. She slept with all these guys, and saying that she had 2 abortions. Those are things that can affect your kids as well. This is the World Wide Web. This is stuff that's going to happen beyond the internet years from now. Your kids can go up there and be like, Mom, you had 2 abortions. I was supposed to have 2 additional siblings. Where it's wrong what Miss Wanda did, you need to put on light for what you did. You giving so much energy to Carlos King saying, I feel like you should. And I'm glad Carlos King checked him and said, had you would have called me and confronted me like he did about his child, I would have addressed it. You know what I'm saying? What makes you think this man who is busy, this man has more than this show? He produced several different shows. He has enough time. And a lot of times, he probably don't even look at every episode. I'm not particularly sure, Carlos, but he's probably so busy he can't look at every episode. So you have to bring stuff to people's attention. It's just like if somebody's bullying you or abusing you, how is the law or anybody's going to rectify it unless you bring it to somebody else's attention? We can all agree, let's clap and agree that Miss Wanda was wrong. She was most definitely wrong when she was talking about them people kids, because Melanie ain't do nothing for her to do that. But this time I don't think she was trying to talk about their baby. I feel like she was upset because Melanie was sitting there on Carlos King show and said something about Tisha, which is not right. And I just hope that, I don't know what's up with Melanie now. Like, girl, I just want to first say, yes, people said things about you that hurt, but Melanie, you said things about people too. And let me tell you something. I'm not just saying this about Melanie, but I had to grow and be like that. I used to be a type of person where I'm like, oh, I don't want to talk to them. You know, if I hear that somebody talk about me, I don't want to deal with them because they talked about me and they this and this and that. But if I think about it, I talked about that person too. So how can I be mad at somebody sit up there and talk about me when I talked about them? The new me, the more mature me, if somebody talked about me and I talked about them, hey, you ain't harming me, harming my family, I forgive you. I don't have to be best friends with you, but I can be cordial with you where we can at least be on a reunion and have a grown, mature conversation. You're on a reunion. You guys, this show is benefiting every last one of y'all on that stage. Nobody on that stage has made it to Beyonce, Jay-Z, Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry, and Bill Gates status. None of them. You got to understand, this show is on OWN network. I'm pretty sure OWN is not paying what Bravo pays, you know? So collectively, you guys need to be communicating. If it's tit for tat with an argument, you guys need to do what you got to do to try to keep this show on for a 6th, 7th, 8th season. Okay? Because there's a lot of different cities. There's a lot of different talent out there that Carlos can go to different cities. So you need to do it all you can to let them know why he chose Huntsville and why you all are the #1 show on OWN. Mind you, I'm a fan from day one, and I'm still gonna be a fan from day one, and I like every last one of them on that show. But just because you like every person on that show doesn't mean you can't tell somebody when they're wrong. Just like being a parent, you know, you love your child, doesn't mean you can't discipline them when they do something wrong. Okay? And I'm the type of person, if I'm your friend, I want you to tell me when I did something wrong. Don't sit up here and be mad at me and talk behind my back, and don't tell me what I did wrong to make you upset. Let me know. Well, let's get back into the reunion. So that's just a shout out from Mel about that. But they got into that, and like I said, I like when Carlos had checked, you know, Marcel, like, no. You're not going to sit up here and act like I'm showing favoritism. No. Everyone, I have the same respect for them. And if you brought it to my attention, okay, I would have addressed it. So then, after that, I think that's when they brought Stormy and Destiny on the stage, and they brought Stormy and Destiny on the stage, and basically Stormy, you know, she was just basically, I just like how Stormy was like, you know what, we both was, I don't think she was aggressive. And if you know, anyone feels like she was aggressive, I feel like we both was aggressive. Now, I don't feel like they highlight Stormy as much as they should. Because to me, Stormy is one of the realest ones on that show. I mean, you cannot tell that lady has a very successful business like she do, because she is so humble. I mean, for her to be successful as she is, I think she's more successful than anyone that's on that stage. But she's so humble, and for her to come from humble beginnings, I don't care if you from the, look, I'm from the South, okay? Just because we from the South does not mean that we are not intelligent. You better stop looking at those 1920s, 1800 movies. We can read, we can write, okay? We are very intelligent. But for her to come from humble beginnings, no one gave her nothing. Started from the bottom, now she's there. Put some respect on her name. She just had a human moment. Everybody have human moments. You know, like she said, her and Destiny both have like alpha personalities. You know, like, that's what's up. You know, what you want. You know, that's their personality. So when you get two alpha women together, it's bound to be some fire. And that's another thing. Tisha was giving it tonight. People be thinking Tisha be all quiet and this and that. No, honey, she was standing on her ground. She like, look, I don't care what this show portrayed me to be, but let me show y'all the real me. She kept telling, she even said to her cousin, you know, her cousin's like, yeah, I know. I don't feel like Tisha is soft-spoken and all like they portray her to be. I feel like if she don't agree with something, she's going to address it. That's why, you know, even when you see part 3 of the reunion, anybody drop down, and I'm going to put this question in the description. Do you all think that this reunion needed 3 parts? I feel like just from seeing the clips, the part 3 reunion, I feel like a lot of those moments could have been put in. Part two, I feel like we stayed too long on certain topics, like even with Destiny. Okay, everybody see that Destiny don't want everybody in her business. She probably heard from a lot of her friends. I know she got friends on other shows. She probably heard from a lot of her friends that don't put your significant other on these reality shows because it's gonna cause failure. You don't see Sheree on. I mean, why are they pressing Destiny so much to put her significant other up there, but Sheree ain't come up there with Martell? And everybody want to say it's a Bravo. Well, if you didn't realize, did you not see Contessa at Destiny's Open on Madani? Okay, they're both on Bravo Network. So why did they allow Contessa to go up there, but they couldn't let Sheree? Sheree just came back on the show last season, even though she's an OG. She's been off the show for years. She just came back this season. Contessa been up there, even though she didn't come on to Married to Medicine the second. I think she came on Married to Medicine on the third season. Don't quote me. I didn't do my research on Contessa before I did my video, but I do believe Contessa, since she been on the show, she's been consistent. She never had a time when she left and came back. I think Sheree left and came back like 3 times. I think this is her 3rd time. This is Sheree's 3rd time back on the Housewives of Atlanta. So y'all acting like she just like the face of Candy. Been on there longer than anybody, so she's the face of that show. Her and Kenya, because they've been on there the longest right now, other than any Housewives. I mean, Sheree is one of the originals, but they've been on that show consistently the longest. So why would it be the money with Bravo's for letting Sheree up there, but Contessa was just up there? So I be hearing a lot of bloggers say that, but I don't buy it. I feel like she don't want to be on that show, or the money just not right. She used to getting those Bravo checks, so she probably like those own checks are laughable to her. Which, don't mind me, I don't know how much these people make. I'm pretty sure it's a good penny, but just compared to Bravo, when these women are making millions and stuff, I know it's not that. But anyway, so they got on Destiny about, her bringing a significant other on the show, and saying that, fans are been saying, why she up there? She not married. She not this and that. Honestly, why is Lewis and his wife up there? They're married, but they don't. And they wasn't on part 1 or part 2 of the reunion. So I'll see if they be on part 3. But I noticed, they're not coming back next season? Because they wasn't on the reunion at all. But they have at least Stormy and Destiny brought more pizzazz and stuff up there than Lewis and his wife. I don't feel like they were being 100% honest, Lewis and Tiffany. I feel like they were showing us what they wanted us to see. I don't feel like they were being 100% honest, acting like they just had sex issues and a baby issue. Please, I'm somebody who's been married for 16 years. Me and my husband been together for 20, going on 22 years. Honey, okay? That's why I can't respect Melanie. I can't respect Martell. I can't respect Tisha. I can't respect Marceau, Maurice, and Kimmy, because I feel like they give you the real of their marriages. It's a reality show. Even though you don't want to share everything, you giving the real. Like, look at Kimmy. This woman had cancer. And I feel like that wasn't highlighted as much on the reunion. I see part 3, they're going to bring that up. And Carlos, he was crying. He was I can't imagine what she's going through. I did see somewhere on Instagram that she finished all her chemo. And I'm just happy, and happy about that. I'm sending prayers to Kimmy and her family. And I'm sending prayers to the whole cast, because I just feel like so many, even though we as the viewers or the fans, we watch this show for our entertainment and enjoyment, we all got to realize these people actual real life. And even when I seen that fight, I was like, I called my good friend up, because we always, get on the phone and talk about the show. And I said, oh my God, I feel like this is being real toxic. I'm not going to say it's ghetto. I'm just feeling like it's like real toxic right now, and I feel like it's just getting where it's getting to their emotions, you know. Because I could tell on Mel face she just was like over it. I could tell on Tisha face that she was just over it because she was giving it to her. But I'm glad that they're being real. They're not being fake. You know, a lot of these other shows, they fake. So I'm glad that they were being real. And I'm glad Stormy, she shared the real moment when she started crying because she like, I'm not ghetto. I had to work hard for everything that I got. But as a society, as a people, we need to stop trying to, how can I say this in proper, correct way? We need to stop putting labels on people just off of one clip, one moment. We seen that one little human moment she had when her and Destiny got into it. Now y'all want to call the woman ghetto and she bad for the show. Everybody on that show had a moment where they just went into, I say their flesh. They're a human person. Everybody done had a time when you like, you know what, you know. So is it right? No, but let's not do that. All of them, even Destiny, even though she's not showing her significant other, which I feel like the reason why she's not doing it because I heard a lot of people say, don't bring your significant others on those shows because that's how a lot of people break up. So I feel like that's why she's not. But when I sit back and recap this with you guys, I'm just realizing it wasn't too much they were really talking about like that on the second reunion. I feel like we stayed a long time on some of the same topics. That's why I said I feel like part 3 we could have squeezed some of the things on there, but you guys seen the clip of part 3 where next week Saturday on OWN network, check your local stations, but you can also download that OWN app as well. Like it's like a monthly fee. I know it's the OWN app where you can it's just like Netflix, you can pay monthly for it. And the good thing about the OWN app, if you can't catch the actual reunion at 8 o'clock, the app, you can watch it anytime. Like if you get home late, 9 or 10 o'clock, like I actually watched, the show came on at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, but I actually watched part 2 of the reunion at 9 o'clock because I have the OWN app that I saw it on. But part 3, they gave some clips, you know. Like I said, part 3, they show Tisha, which they've been highlighting, her telling Melanie that she's like what she said, she's a wolf in sheep clothing, which you know that statement is in the Bible. But I just feel like, I don't know, I hope Melanie is not getting into letting those producers get into their head, because sometimes, you know, on a lot of different reality shows, the producers use one person who they want to be the villain, you know. And please don't be using no mother of 4 kids who's out here doing it, doing the thing. I mean, Melanie is doing a lot of things on her own that a lot of us who are married, you know, are not able to accomplish. So just Melanie, don't allow them to cause you to paint you as a villain. I hope because I want this storyline to stop. Enough with the adultery, enough with the cheating, okay? Season 6, please, Carlos King, season 6 of Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'm going to speak it into existence for you guys. I'm going to affirm it for you guys. Season 6, we don't care about Marceau and no cheating rumors. Take that off the table. We don't care about Martell and his cheating. We don't care about him and Sheree unless she's on the show. Okay, if she's on the show, let's talk about it. If she's just going to be on the phone, we don't care about that. We don't care about these beefs and stuff like that. On season 6, it needs to be these intelligent, black, beautiful people coming together, calling a spade, saying 2023, we're going to let this go. We're going to show them that you can have a successful show that gets 1 million+ views and we all get along. Look at TLC. TLC got all those shows where it's positivity and things like that, and they get all them different doggone views. You know, it doesn't always have to be about drama to get views. These people need to come together and be sitting there talking about making money. Teaching, they need to come together, teach other minorities how to make money. You know what I'm saying? They are all intelligent, well-spoken people. They need to just come together and say life is short. It's people these days are not only getting killed and dying for sicknesses, but it's people who are killing themselves for mental health. Okay? And I'm pretty sure it's stressful having to be on a show like that. So they need to put the past in the past, sit down, everybody say, I'm sorry, kumbaya, talk it out. What was the root cause problem? Okay? What caused them to have the issues that they have? Come together, dead it, let it go. And then in 2023, if you come out with season 6, 2023, they need to be up there showing people how to make money, showing people how to create generational wealth. But I just want to say, I can't say anything negative about anyone. I will say, the only negative thing I could say, I did not like how Melanie was sitting over there like she didn't want to participate or be on the show, you know, because I'm pretty sure nobody wants to be up there, but they all were giving it their all. Because a lot of times when it comes to if you want to get a season 6 or 7, it comes down sometimes on the reunion. It's a lot of people when they, I think Portia said she didn't even know when she first got on the show, they weren't even going to bring her back again until on the reunion when she gave her all. That's when they decided to bring her butt back. Sometimes you don't even know if you're going to have another season, or you don't even know if you're going to get another contract. But when you're on that reunion, you have to give it your all to get your stamp of approval. So I feel like, Melanie, you should have been giving it just like everybody else was. I do think that Tisha and Melanie are needed for this show because they basically held the reunion down because they was giving each other tit for tat. But I feel like those two women need to, I enjoy seeing them when they were friends and they were in a good light. I feel like everything doesn't require it to be negative. But that's all the recap. I mean, check out, like I said, part 3 of the reunion is going to be on next week, Saturday. If you don't have cable, like you can download the app, check your local stations, but it's 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And I'm excited for part 3. I'm excited to find out whether or not they're going to have another season. But like I said, I hope if they have another season, let's slide back on the drama. This is not Love and Hip Hop. Should be about black love and making money. And I need for y'all to be up here giving tips and stuff like that so somebody like me can utilize those tips. You know what I'm saying? Y'all have already made it. You know, look out for somebody who's trying to be on your level. But my beauties, again, thank you for tuning in my channel. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And if nobody told you today, I love you, but always remember, God love you first. Bye-bye. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I hope each and every one of you has already had your morning prayer. I know many of you are getting ready to go to work this morning. Many of you probably are already at work. But I just wanted to post a really quick video. I haven't posted a video in a while. I'm actually going to try to post a video sometime this afternoon on my YouTube page because I haven't posted a video on my YouTube page in a while because unfortunately I have to work. But I just wanted to just post a video because God laid this on my heart. I was up early this morning, which I'm up early every morning. But on Wednesday, my church, we have morning prayer. I got up early this morning. I did my morning prayer by myself. I did my morning prayer with my church at 6 o'clock via our phone line, Emmanuel Baptist Church in Gastonia, North Carolina, with our presiding pastor, Bishop Dr. Kimberly Moore. Yes, you heard it right. My pastor is a doctor, and she's also a bishop. And she's also a woman. But yeah, so I did that this morning. Now I'm up this morning getting ready to go to my part-time job, which I substitute teach for Gaston County School System. And then I got to go back at 12 o'clock to my full-time job, which I'm a fraud analyst for Wells Fargo Bank. But, when I was doing my prayer this morning, because it's things that I'm asking God for, and things that I asked God to remove from me, and you probably are dealing with the same thing. The world that we're in now, everybody constantly is posting images on social media. Like I said, images like a picture. What an image is, it's a moment. People are showing you certain moments in their life and making it appear to be, which you may not necessarily know that is not. You know, a lot of times you go off of what you see. A lot of things on social media are filtered. People filter the way they look. You see them in person, you like, okay, that don't look like the same person I saw on social media. But you know that people filter their looks and make themselves look certain ways that they're not. I'm not about to filter. Like I said on my bio on my Facebook page, beautifully flawed. I thank God that I'm beautifully flawed. When I became saved, I became like him in his image. So I'm beautiful, you know, flaws and all. But the message for today is removing the spirit of comparison. Removing the spirit of comparison. And the reason why I say that is, you know, it was a point in my life where I always wanted to compare myself to other people. Like, for instance, one instance happened where I had a friend that says, oh, I don't have to work. I don't have to work. Back then, things like that would kind of irritate me. But now, if my friend was to say, you know, I don't have to work, I'm like, well, blessings to you. But you know what my blessing from God is? I have to work. You know, I have a hardworking husband, but I have to work because if you want more, you do more. As a matter of fact, I not only have to work, I have 2 jobs. You know, like I said, I work full-time at Wells Fargo Bank as a fraud analyst, and I'm a part-time substitute teacher. And I'm proud of that. But I just want to tell anyone out there, because right now it is a recession, whether the government says it or not. It's a recession. A lot of people, they are struggling to make ends meet. And some people, maybe they can't pick up a second job, but some people just don't want to work hard. What I tell those people, you know, just pray. And the thing about it is, if you want more, you do more. You know, if you're having a hard time right now, see if you can pick up a hobby. See if you can pick up a trade. See if you can do something where you can bring extra revenue into your home. But remove the spirit of comparison. Don't you go on social media and look at what people just portray. These images. You don't know what people are going through in their household. You don't know what people have financially. Somebody might have $1 million house, but they might be in $5 million worth of debt. So that's a deficit. You know, that's not assets. If you owe more than what you have, that's not assets. That's a deficit. So that's what I'm praying for you. I'm praying for myself. Just please, please, please remove the spirit of comparison. Don't worry about what somebody else says they have. Just be grateful and thank God for what you have. Because how can the Father God bless you with a lot when you're not grateful for the little that he's giving you? Doesn't matter if you stay in a shack. Doesn't matter if you stay in a rundown trailer. You know what? God bless you with that, and that's yours. You know, it could have been you with no shoes or no clothes or nothing to eat. But he gave you 4 walls. So that's my prayer for you today, and my prayer for myself. Just, Lord, remove the spirit of comparison. Let us be grateful for what you've given to us, and let us continue to pray that you're going to rain down on us and provide us with every need, every want that we asked you for. And we just thank God for grace and mercy on this day. And I'm just continuing to pray for you. And like I said, keep a lookout. I'm going to post a new video this afternoon. I'm going to try on my YouTube page. It's been so long since I posted a video, but I'm going to post one. But let me get up out of here before I be late. I got to drop my sons off to school, and I got to get to my job. My baby girl's already at school. But if no one told you today, I love you. But always remember, Father God, he always going to love you first. Bye-bye.